in the Torah portion, it talks about the clothing that was worn by the high priest in the Holy Temple. One of the interesting items was the breastplate. It was like a plate that was worn here. It had 12 stones on it, very, very precious stones. The Talmud says a very interesting story. One of the stones at one point in Jewish history goes missing. And the word is that there's a particular young man who owns this stone. So they send a couple Kohanim, a couple Jewish priests to travel, and find this young man and say, hey, listen, whatever your price is, we want it. We're your people. We want to buy it. So they travel to this man's house and they say, can we buy the stone from you? The guy says, one problem. What's the problem? The problem is that my dad is sleeping on the key to the box that has the gems in it. And so the Kohanim, the priests, are like, okay, that's no problem. Why don't you just wake Dad up? And the young man says, and he's not a Jewish fellow, he says, I'm sorry, but I have respect for my dad, and if my dad is resting, I would never wake him up. You'll have to wait. They're like, we can't wait. We got to get back. What do you want, 100 grand? We'll give you 150 grand. Let's just make it happen. Wake Dad up. He's like, no, I'm sorry. And the price keeps going up and up and up. And he says, you don't understand. This is not about money. This is about values. And I'm just not going to wake my father up. It's disrespectful, and you'll have to wait. And they waited because they didn't have a choice. And the guy made a very good buck on the sale of this precious stone. The story goes that God then rewards this young man. And you would think he was rewarded already because he did a great business deal on that stone, right? But the reward was, a year later, one of the cows in his field gives birth to an authentic red heifer. So in the temple, there was a requirement for a certain kind of a sacrifice. It was called the red heifer. And it was a cow that was completely red. According to the Talmud, only 9 of these cows existed since the beginning of time. So it was like, to find such a cow, you have to be really lucky. Even if like 2 hairs, if were a different color, it would disqualify it. If you put a yoke on the cow and worked your field, it would disqualify it. So they say the 10th one is going to be found when the Mashiach comes. Anyway, so that's the young man's reward for not waking his father up, and basically showing these priests, teaching them a lesson about honor your father and your mother, as is one of the 10 Commandments.